Unladylike Opinions. This is your girl, Vicky J, aka Unladylike Opinions. This is my review for Love Island USA season 7, episode 33. If you hear that noise, that's my fan. I done got hot. So it's the aftermath of Taylor and Clark leaving the villa. And Nick asked Alandra was she sad to see Taylor go home, and she said in a sense yes. And because she was like, Taylor wasn't a bad guy. She happy he found someone and they clicked better than we did. And she said, and if they clicked better than they did, she can't do nothing but support that. Nick said he lost the best friend tonight, but the purpose of us coming here was to find a relationship, and Taylor did just that. It was a bittersweet moment, but it feels nice to be supported by America. That's what Nick said. Nick said he thinks America saw the troubles they faced and wants them to continue to explore their relationship. Nick and Alandra joke about him being more mature lately, and he said his frontal lobe finally developed. America love you, Nick Alandra is what they call y'all. Boo. But Shelly asked Ace how he feeling. He said it doesn't feel real that Taylor is gone. He said if anybody deserved happiness, it was Taylor. Shelly said she's going to miss him as well, but her happiness for him trumps her sadness. And she tells Ace to make sure he cried tonight, and she would cry with him, and he just smiling from ear to ear. Ace said, tell Shelly he expected them to be on a chopping block. He thinks America ain't been feeling them. And Shelly said hearing their name being called gave her the reassurance that she needed. Seeing how America now messes with them means a lot to her, because now they see that what she sees in her couple with Ace. Ace said personally he don't care what anyone say. If he feels something for somebody, he feels it. And he tells Shelly he knows she felt something too, but he didn't know America was feeling the same. So America can vote 1,000 times is what he said. He still is going to choose her because he is confident in what he have. Baby. Yeah. So Hood is crying to Chris about Taylor leaving and said when things got bad, he was always there for me. He sure was. And I lost my spot. Now she wants to talk to Chris about the conversation they had earlier. She said she walked off because she didn't want to keep going in circles. Her doing things with him privately is different than doing things publicly. It would be one thing if it was private with just you and him in the bedroom. It's one room by yourself. Y'all in a big room with a bunch of more people. So that is not private. So I'm with Chris with this don't make sense. So no one is looking at them when they kiss under the covers. They can hear you. Or in private areas of the villa. And that is more intimate to her. Just because it's not out in front of everybody doesn't make it less valuable. She said she didn't do things the right way in her couple with Jeremiah, so she wants to do things the right way this time. I wish you would stop using that as your excuse, because you still doing the same thing. The only thing, like I said earlier, the only thing you're not doing on the same is cursing him out, calling him out. You're not crashing out like you normally do. That's the only thing different you did. You still slept with him. You still doing everything you was doing with Jeremiah. So miss me. I'm with Chris. I don't get this one. So she asked him what his thoughts was, and he said he had none, and he is low-key checked out, and he is tired of having this conversation. When she walked out, he checked out then. So she said if this isn't something you no longer want to pursue, then I'll leave you alone. He gets irritated because he's sick of her saying this. He was like, no one ever said that. He said she is so quick to ask me if I want her to leave him alone, but they can work on things because they aren't going to agree on everything. So he said he respects the way she moves, but he is also confused because it doesn't make sense. And Chris, it does not make sense. I'm with you, brother. She then walks away again, and Chris said her priorities are effed up. She want to have sex but don't want to kiss, and he would never understand that. I told you I agree with Chris. So Brian asks Huda what's wrong, and she tells him she's trying to move slower this time. You get it. It takes her a minute to jump into something special when she just got hurt so bad in here. Girl, be for real. You was taking your time. You wouldn't be hunching on this man. Already. I think you hunched that faster than you did Jeremiah. So how is you taking your time? Child. So Ace goes to talk to Chris, and Chris said him and Huda can't come to an understanding, and that is a red flag for him. He said Iris and Pepe are feet away on this side, and I think he said, who he said was on the other side? Taylor and Clark, I believe, was on the other side. He was like, but you want to have sex in the bedroom, but we can't kiss in public? Make it make sense. It don't. So Ace tells him his feelings are valid, but tells him to see it through and find a happy medium. It's time to wind down for bed, and the Islanders are talking about Taylor's departure, and Ace said he is happy Taylor got to leave with his girl. Hood is telling them how Chris is upset with her about the intimacy thing in front of people, and Iris agrees with Hood and says that's fine, you don't like PDA. But Amaya kept it real and said, I see where Chris is coming from a little bit, because if a guy was only kissing me in a bedroom and when we get in public he can't kiss, I have a big problem with that. And I was like, thank you. Somebody finally be honest with her, not feed into the delusions. But Ace and Pepe miss Taylor as they are cooking breakfast, because they said Taylor always in the kitchen helping them. So Ace go, because Nick still asleep, Ace go get 2 pots and bang them together, try to wake Nick up to come tell Nick he gotta come help cook breakfast. And he said, you gonna have to help today. So Brian comes in and asks Amaya how she likes her coffee, but then he tells her, oh, you look pretty as hell today. And already, he said, and this just made her day. And Pepe over there playing chiropractor with Iris. I don't know what they be having going on. Ace over there just admiring Shelly chain or whatever, and he just says, I would hate for someone to steal it. Like, where the hell that come from? So Shelly laughs and say, are you trying to tell me something? And I'm like, what? And he said he doesn't think this was crazy to say, and they just started laughing. I'm like, why would you say that? So Nick comes and asks, can he steal Ace? And he said he had a setup so cute for them to close thing off, and him and Ace just bust out laughing. And Ace said, hold on. So Ace go get another bean bag and was like, this is Taylor. He was like, Taylor can't miss this conversation. And so then he run over there and act like Taylor, he put this was it an A shirt he put on his head, and was like, and Nick was like, can Ace come back? So Nick said he woke up with cuddles from Alandra. He doesn't have a label for them, but he knows it's more than just friends. And he has never covered with friends before. He said it's a flame there, and they are slowly building towards it. Nick then asked Ace, was Taylor and Clark being exclusive, giving him ideas to, do the same with Shelly. Ace said, hell yeah, he wants to be exclusive with Shelly because he has never been at this point in life where he is deep with a girl and it's growing into a relationship. Baby, this episode was it for me. He said, but he doesn't know about the outside world because people can change when they get out of here. He never been this intimate with anyone day to day, and that means a lot to him. And she is the person that's keeping his heart warm. That's what Ace said. So Ace said he moved in his own pace, and he feel like it's gotten him this far in his relationship with Shelly. Amaya said every day she wake up next to Brian, she knows she made the right decision. She was like, what she say? She feel bad saying it because she doesn't want to make other connections that she had before them feel less than. And she was like, oh baby, don't feel bad about saying that. And then a bug or something fly on Shelly, and Shelly jumped up and falling, screaming. Alandra said, girl, don't start that. So Huda pulls Amaya for a chat, and she tells her she wants to come to a compromise with Chris, but she doesn't know where to start. She wants to be more affectionate, but she needs a little more from him. How can you be scared to be affectionate, but you have sex in front of everybody? Child. Chris tells Brian things are still frustrating him with Huda, but he still likes her. Huda said her top things are words of affirmation and acts of service. She said Chris does acts of service, but words of affirmation means a lot to her, and he does not do that. And Amaya tells her to communicate that to him, and just because he doesn't do those things does not make him a bad person. So Huda wants to come to an understanding with him because she doesn't like seeing him like this. Chris said Huda is probably one of the toughest nut he'd ever had to crack. But Brian tells him it's an easy fix. It would be an easy fix, but I'm not understanding. Chris not understanding. Nobody understanding her way of thinking on this. So I don't know how this is going to be an easy fix. Landry gets a text and it says, Islanders, it's time to get hot and wet in today's couple challenge. Vila lost Vila. Chris said, forget what him and Hood is going through. They are the best couple here, the most competitive, so they're going to win. No cap. I don't know where you get that best couple from, but you know what? Do you? That's how you supposed to think. So, my bad, bruh. So, each couple would get their chance to ride their way down through the city of Vegas style. The couples arrive in style in their hot pink convertible. They will take turns sliding down a pole to get to the party started. Next, the couples hop on a boogie board, I don't know, and try to surf their way to the other side of the pool. Next is the spinning ball. The Islanders get strapped in for a dizzy ride while attempting to transfer their cocktail mix into the partner's cup behind their heads. And finally, they head to the slide to wash away their sins in a pool of passion, where they share a kiss that will make them forget all by the morning. So Iris and Pepe are up first. They make it through the course and they rolling around, make out at the end, blah. So Amaya said they took her advice and made some babies. Child, Amaya and Brian are up next. Nick said Amaya has brought her A game in every challenge, so he has high expectations. Amaya got stuck coming down the pole. I said, that ain't me. She said it was a little struggle, but I got it. So they both bust their tails coming down that slide. And Brian messed up so bad transferring the cocktail to her. Even the Island said, golly, Brian, you over there effing up. So she threw the cocktail back on him because he was just splashing her with it. So they the way she bounced up and down on that man at the end, I said, Lord, you gonna break Brian. So Shelly said Brian was drowning Amaya down there in the soap suds. So Hoodie and Chris is up next. And you know, the Midnight Ballerina, when she came down, she worked that pole. I said, baby, teach me your ways. So she came down the slide, wiggling her legs and her thigh. I'm talking about her leg was in the air and they was doing like this. She slid all the way down like this. So meanwhile, Chris was down there busting his tail left and right. She twerked on top of him all the way down to the slide and even faster when they got to the end of the pool. And I said, yeah, Hoodie, you gonna have to, yeah. So, up next is Shelly and Ace. Shelly made it down a pole and bounced up and down on Ace. Ace jumped through a hoop to go down the slide, and when Shelly came up, she had soap everywhere in her eyelashes and her hair. She couldn't see. So Shelly said the challenge was whooping her ass. So Ace put his face in Shelly's teeth. I'm talking about eating it. He was all in her chest before they went down the slide. So Shelly twerk on Ace backwards going down the slide. Okay, so Shelly had her legs in the air, Ace down there doing it in, and I'm like, okay. So then here come Alandria and Nick. Y'all, Nick Alandria. So Alandria come down the pole, and you know, when she made it down, she didn't see Nick, but he magically appears. But he appears licking her all the way up here. I was like, freaky Nicky. So he gonna say, and it tastes real good. He wouldn't be Freako Nico without Olandra. She bent over twerking. He slapping her butt. When they was doing a little cocktail thing, transfer the cocktail into the other person's cup, why did Nick throw it on the other islanders over there to my some he need them to wake up and hype it up? So Nick at the top of the slide twerking his back, and what the girl named Alandra was throwing money at him, and I'm like, child. But they go down the side, and Alandra twerking on Nick backwards, and kissing time. And Iris said, "Oh, this ain't no friendship kiss right here." No, Iris, be quiet. So Nick said this was their first kiss since Soul Ties, and it felt good to reignite their physical aspect. He then was holding onto Alandra's cheeks as she was clapping them together. Yeah. So Iris said she can't wait to be alone with Pepe. Amaya said, "Oh, you ready to take it to the next step?" And Iris looked at her like, "Yeah." And Huda said, "We already right next to them." Yeah, they already ready. Like, what is you talking about? Huda, shut up. Cause you been ready. So I'm like, y'all already hunching Iris, so hush. So Pepe asked Chris, is he going to talk to Huda tonight? And he said if it comes up, he will, but if it don't, he won't. And Nick tells Ace that this was the first time they have kissed since they coupled up. Alandra is flirting with him a lot, and he wants to see where her head at with everything. So Ace is smiling so hard like a proud parent. Nick is getting the flutters and feels like a teenager again. Ace said that's what love is supposed to feel like. He tells Nick to not be scared to dive in if she makes him feel like that. Why him and Ace over there just staring at Alandra and Shelly, and I was like, child, both of them just smitten Ace's head over heels. So Alandra and Shelly waved back at them. Alandra said when it comes to a challenge, her and Nick will always have a time. So Shelly asks if they were getting closer, and Alandra tells her about them cuddling, but haven't really kissed too much. Shelly said, "How was the kiss?" She said, the kiss is always good. We've been kissing in challenges, so I don't know why she said it like that. Shelly said, but now it's different, and Alandra wants to try kissing outside the challenges again. She felt like they wrote it off so fast last time. She likes him and how he makes her feel, laugh, and she said he reassures her in ways she never was reassured before. And Shelly said she can't wait to hear about this kiss. So Iris and Pepe talk. Like I said, I'm trying not to like put that like that, but they be so bored. But he did say something that it was a little interesting. And he said he was good at a lot of things, and sometimes it makes him wonder if he wasn't good at all those things and he actually focused more on basketball. He wonders if he would be in the NBA right now. If he stuck to just playing basketball, would that be where he would be? And Iris told him all the things led to you being where you are now, so be proud of it. But he is happy with the way his life turns out, so that's that. He tells Iris he likes kissing her in challenges and he's enjoying being with her. Iris says she enjoying a physical connection too. We know you is, girl. And she never felt like this before. TJ just left, and ain't that what you told him? Not the way you, chill. I mean, I get Nick. Nick ain't cry for Sierra, not one tear. But Nick tells Alandra he didn't think he was going to make it this far. He only packed 6 shirts. And I forgot what else he said. And he was not prepared. And she said he said that's the thing in his life. He isn't prepared for much. And he said, but it's the fun way. And Alandra said, no, it's not. She was like, I'm a big planner, and everything has to be planned out. Him going with the flow would drive her nuts. She said she wished she could be carefree as him. He finally asks her where her head is at, and she tells him she finds him attractive. The last few days have been the highlight of it all. Nick tells her she was his best girlfriend in there, because he'd have went through. It's just been 2, ain't it? Yeah. I think. Well, she's the 3rd. So, he said she makes him happy and sparks something in him. And Nick said what they have is amazing. He doesn't like to put labels on things, but this is going good for him. They go take a picture in the photo booth, and then guess what happened during the photo booth? They kiss. They kiss. I can't wait to Shelly hear about it. Well, Shelly got some more stuff to explain, so So Amaya feels like a lizard because her feet and hands are always cold. Brian said, huh? And she was like, cause lizards are cold hearted. And he was like, now you just be making stuff up. And I was like, thank you. And so Amaya thinks Chris is a great guy for Hoodie, and Hoodie is one of her best friends in there. So she wants her and Brian to help mediate this situation. She wants to plan something for them to get them to talk. While Brian is going to get Chris, Hoodie gets pissed at him for touching her with his dirty hand. And she hates when people do that. She tells him to shut up again. Well, he tells her to shut up again or whatever. And she calls him a D-head. And Brian takes Chris to try to take him to the dock. But then he said, oh, bro, I gotta use the bathroom. So, just meet me out there and I'ma come. So he run up the step. And he gives, because they signal him, and Amaya signal was the bird. So he do the bird, and she went and got Hood and said, can you come talk to me? And so she act like she gotta use the bathroom, and she tell Huda she gonna meet her out there on the dock. But Huda said, I gotta go wash my hands anyway. And Amaya like, now what do I do now? So then she tell her she gotta improvise. So she tell her she got to do number 2. And Huda was like, no, first Huda said, did I do something wrong? She was like, oh, no, girl, I got to do number 2. And I be insecure with people, around the head. So you just go wait for me. That's what Amaya said. She runs up the stairs to tell Brian she had a small mishap, but the plan is to go. So Huda rides on the dock and she sees Brian and said, why you here? And Brian said, Lord Chris said Brian told me to meet him here. And she said Amaya told me the same thing. Chris was like, she said she was cold, so Chris gave her his jacket, but they both looking for Amaya and Brian. Chris, so I think we just got played. Then Huda see them hiding and they just dying laughing. Huda trying to ask how he feels, and he like, what you mean? And she said, we had a disagreement yesterday. Instead of him talking, he acts nonchalant and says, it is what it is. He said he don't want to take yesterday's emotions to a new day. That's y'all problem. So, but I understand when he explained. She then says, if something's bothering you, we should talk about it. He said he still don't get where she's coming from, so he just want to focus on moving forward. She repeats the same thing about yesterday, not with the PDA in front of everybody. And he said, you telling me again is not gonna make me understand. We should move forward. She asked, was this a deal breaker? He said, if it was, I would have been ended it by now. So she then has some complaints of her own and tells him that she need him to acknowledge her more in the morning because she likes attention from her person. A lot of attention. So now they are fine. They can get through anything together. Which I don't understand how y'all didn't resolve this issue, but then you got more issues that you want to be more reassured, which I got a theory on that, but I'm not going to say it. Why you want him to acknowledge you in the morning so much, which ain't no bad thing, but we know why. So Ace tells Shelly how good she looks today, and they both just blushing. Then Ace tells her he is so happy. He tells her he really likes her and glad he met her and shared his experience with her, and if he can go back and do it all over again, he wouldn't change a thing. You better change picking Amaya over Shelly. That's what you better change. So then Alondra hollered out, hey, y'all looking comfy. And when Ace was asking, oh, what's that around your mouth to Nick? As soon as he said that, he get a text. And the text said, Islanders, the hideaway is now open. Please choose one couple to spend a private night together. Amaya, Brian, Alondra, Nick, Hoodie, and Chris all pointing at Ace and Shelly. They was like, yeah, take them. And so I was gonna have the nerve to say, I wanted to go to the hideaway. You done hit on them covers enough already with Pepe and TJ. At least you had the decency to go out through water. You had the decency to go outside with TJ. Oh, Hunch Island. Lord, I done wet my computer. So, make sure I ain't got no money about no new computer. So, I gotta find my spot, guys. Okay, so they get another song, and it's, oh, it's time to play. Ace and Shelly in the hideaway. So Shelly says she is excited and she don't know if Ace is ready, but he better get ready. And baby, I don't think Ace ready for Shelly. So why did Amaya holler out, "Come on, girls, let's shave that coochie"? Where that come from? So meanwhile, Ace said his stomach is upside down right now. Chris asked what his plan was, and he said he ain't got none. So Brian said, "Look at his smile, man. He gonna fold like a book." So Shelly said she not expecting anything too crazy, and Huda said, "Oh, I am." So we know. So Ace over there talking about under 2 minutes while he lifting, talking about some under 2 minutes, and I'm like, what? So Huda said, "The way this man is not finna leave you alone." Shelly said, Shelly got this black lace outfit on. It was cute. It was cute on her black skin. So, she said Ace's jaw is gonna hit the floor when he see her. Why Ace down them steps doing his same dance that he do, like the Peanuts on Proud Family dance? He got the whipped cream in his boxes in the front. Ace said, y'all ain't gonna see his thing. So, they head over to the hideaway, and Shelly says she most excited to see the room. She ain't care about none of that. So she leans over the bed and says, "Welcome." And he grabs his phone, said, "Let me get a picture like an old married man." And Shelly gonna say, "Oh, don't threaten me with a good time." I'm telling y'all, Shelly, if they do go all the way, Shelly finna wear Ace out. So Ace asked if she was finna go change her bathing suit, and Shelly said, "Or my birthday suit." Tell it. I think Shelly got Ace nervous. He's sitting out there squirting whipped cream in his mouth, but when she shuts the bathroom door, but then it wouldn't shut after the fact. So he run outside and makes a heart in the sand and put a heart with an arrow and put A+C for Ace and Shelly. And she comes out and you hear him say, "Lord have mercy," when she come out in her leopard bathing suit. He tells her to close her eyes and he leads her up. Lord, he lead her up the step. And he said, open your eyes. And she sees it. She was like, "Oh, it's so cute." And she said, "The A+C, that's so cute." And he was like, "Oh, you can see it." She was like, "Yeah." He was like, "I was scared you weren't gonna be able to see it." So he tells her to take a seat, and he tells her he wrote something for her. And she was like, "What?" And he said he nervous as hell, but he sits by her and read, "Since the day I met you in NYC, I always thought, how did my Cinderella leave without a trace? Walking into this experience, I was looking for a lover, but that's not what happened in this case. I ended up finding a best friend, a partner in crime, and a person who brings out the best in Ace." But who is Ace? Ace is a person who has been hurt by love and put his heart on restraint. Since day one, I have loved you, your willingness to pay attention to detail, understand me for who I am, regardless of the bickering, arguing, and complaints, imagining your artistry with someone else in this villa and outside real world. This just simply a picture I just can't paint. So I'm standing here in this hideaway, sitting here in this hideaway, and they both laughed because he wasn't standing, he was sitting, and asking you, will you be exclusive to only each other? Shelly Evelyn Bassanita, whatever her last name is. Shelly cheeks just hurt so hard because she just smiling so hard, and she said, "Yes, of course." And I see the next episode, the family coming, and all I want to see with the family, and I do want to see how they get along with everybody, but I know Nick mama has always loved Alandra since day one, but I want to see, because Alandra said she got it from her mama. I hope her mama coming so I can see what mama working with, because daughter working with a monster, so I want to see that. And I don't know who that was that ran to Chris. I can't wait till tomorrow, so I'll see you guys on the next episode. So like, comment, share, subscribe. Bye.